Well, if you watch the news, you've seen the videos. Mobs of people breaking into stores, smashing displays, filling bags with loot. A surge in retail crime has cities across America scrambling to find solutions. CBN's Tara Mergener is in Washington with more.
The nation's capital and other big cities see this as a major crime problem. Shoplifting has exploded into large-scale theft, and the often resulting violence is keeping customers away. In the end, it's consumers left holding the bag as prices skyrocket and many stores set up shop somewhere else. You've seen the videos.
You can see right there just clearing the shelves.
From brazen shoplifters to smash and grab mobs, the images are sweeping the internet.
Never before have we seen the number of CEOs, executives, and even community leaders reach out and highlight the dangers that are taking place in the retail industry.
While shoplifting remains a major challenge, a new phenomenon is hitting so-called brick-and-mortar stores.
About 90% of our organized retail crime cases involve some type of online selling platform.
Homeland Security believes that's due to organized criminal gangs with ties to drug trafficking, who steal the merchandise, then sell it online.
They're crime syndicates that could be tied to local gang networks that maybe have established networks either from the Chilean or Colombian threats or Romanian crews coming in from Eastern European that are comfortable in certain cities.
Stores are losing big money, raising prices to cover it, and the greatest cost could be to the safety of workers.
Whether gangs or individuals, 90% of retailers say thieves are much more aggressive now compared to a year ago.
They're getting more comfortable with it because they know that we're not allowed to, that we won't chase after them.
Violent incidents alone are up by more than a third. As a result, stores are cutting hours, adding security and keeping products under lock and key.
You go to a CVS in New York City, everything's locked up. Good luck getting in toothpaste.
CVS is among those closing key locations like this one in Washington, D.C., where thieves recently carried out merchandise in giant trash bags.
52 restaurants to close their doors in Washington, D.C. this year.
The cycle is also affecting eating establishments, with dozens recently closing their doors, citing safety concerns.
Marked police cruisers getting carjacked. Ambulances. We had an American Red Cross van that was supposed to feed the homeless the other day get carjacked.
After years of what critics call soft on crime laws, the Justice Department now plans to deploy resources hoping to reverse the trend. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser wants council members to pass new legislation
and give law enforcement more tools to hold criminals accountable and keep our neighborhoods safe.
As communities seek solutions, huge financial losses continue to mount. Nationwide, the latest National Retail Federation survey shows more than $100 billion in losses in 2023, $20 billion more than the year before. Still, despite the numbers and viral videos, some industry observers insist there's little data to back up claims retail crime alone is to blame.
I don't think we can reliably say if stores had been reliably reporting it over decades, we could follow the trends. A store can change its policies and all of a sudden you get a whole bunch more, or they could change their policies back and all of a sudden it drops. So I'm kind of suspicious.
There is macroeconomic factors, there is regulatory factors, there is companies' strategic decisions as well. That's all playing a role.
Experts agree American retailers are more vulnerable, with growing numbers unwilling to become the next target. The cost of organized retail crime and shoplifting is soon expected to top $140 billion, with consumers ultimately footing the bill to the tune of $500 per person every year. In Washington, I'm Tara Mergener, CBN News.
Well, Tara took it all the way down to you because that's where it goes. You look at this and, you know, what happens after a theft and a theft of this magnitude at a retail establishment. Well, that company is going to file an insurance claim. They have insurance for theft. As the claims rise, what does that mean? Well, that means the insurance company has to increase their premiums. Who's going to pay that? Well, you and I as consumers. It's on us. So whatever's happened in our society where suddenly we're not tough on crime, or we're soft on crime, and these criminals can say, well, we can go do it, we can smash and grab, and we can get out the door, nobody's going to follow us, and we get to go enjoy the fruit of our stealing, and nobody's going to do anything. I remember in Virginia, shoplifting was a felony. And you had to deal with store security, and they were absolutely going to monitor you and all of these things. And you look at that, and what have we come to? There's another problem, and that is our prisons are overfilled. And so if we get tough on this, what's that going to do to the prison population? So where does it all go to? It all goes to we've turned our back on God. These people are doing it in the open. There's no fear of God in anything that they're doing here. And with that, we're losing our integrity as a culture. And Jesus warned that lawlessness was going to increase. We're seeing it, and it can get really bad. When that happens, we have to watch as Christians, will our love grow cold? Will we look at this and instead of having compassion, how do we find solutions? How do we preach the gospel with even more fervor? How do we say, you are obviously lost, you're obviously hurting, you need to have a Savior, and here's something that can happen to you that will completely change your life, and you won't want to do this anymore. Now more than ever, let's preach the gospel, because the world is really